During the 6th century BC, someone by the name of Aesop collected many different fables that was meant to teach people certain life lessons. My favorite is probably the one about the miller who went with his son to the market to sell their donkey. And shortly after they started, they came to a well where a group of women were laughing and they were chatting, and one of them said to the other, "Have you ever seen anything like this? People walking in the heat of the day while they can ride. That's just plain silly." And so the miller heard this, and he quickly let his son get onto the donkey to ride him, while he walked very happily next to them. However, they didn't get very far before they passed a group of old men who were engaged in a serious debate. They were a little deaf, and so they spoke quite loudly. And when the miller and his son approached, one of the men said to the other, "See, that just proves what I was saying. There's no respect for older people anymore. The young man is sitting on a donkey while his poor father has to walk." And when the miller heard this, he immediately told his son to get off the donkey, and he got onto the donkey. Again, they didn't get very far before meeting a group of women and children, and when they saw the miller on the donkey, they immediately said to him, "How can you be so lazy? How can you be so selfish? You ride while your son can barely keep up with you." So the miller immediately let his son ride with him on the donkey. And just as they were about to enter the town, someone asked if the donkey belonged to them, and when the miller said it did, this guy said, "Oh, you would never think that. I mean, that poor animal is so overloaded, you will probably be able to carry the donkey much better than the poor animal will carry the two of you." And at that, the miller and his son got off the donkey, tied its legs together around a pole, picked it up, and started walking with the donkey hanging between them across the bridge into the town. And when the people saw them carrying the donkey, they started laughing and shouting, and the donkey got such a fright that he began kicking, and the rope snapped and he fell off the bridge into the water, and he drowned. And so the miller and his son went home without anything, except for learning the lesson that if you try and please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one, and in the end you will probably lose out the most. Friends, everyone will always have an opinion, and when you try and please all of them, you will be the one losing out. So decide who you are. Decide what you believe, and instead of trying to please everyone, decide to live for an audience of one. Because in the end, what matters most is not what others say about you, but what God says about you.